Hey guys, it's Raquel. We are going to be sewing in hair extensions, purple extensions on Liz today to make peekaboos. And to do this, I've already sectioned her hair off. I'm going to be using a high quality synthetic hair that you can actually curl and flat iron. She's only going to leave these peekaboo tracks in for a couple, sorry about that, for a couple weeks, so it doesn't really matter how well the hair is, because she'll probably just throw them away. We could glue them, but I'm gonna go ahead and sew them in to show you guys. Alright, so first off, I'm gonna go ahead and put her hair into twisted tracks and sew those, and then I'm going to sew the hair on. So what I'm gonna do is start with two twisted tracks, and I'll twist from this side in and this side in, and I'll sew them once they're twisted with this hair needle. Okay, so I've twisted it over and sewn it on one side, and I've twisted this side over and sewn it here. And the reason why, and I'm using the sewing needle and thread for hair, the reason why you do this is so it doesn't cause a big bump right in that one section, because you would need to overlap the hair. If you don't, that's going to cause a big bump. Now, this is not like a super clean method or anything, because we're just doing this to create peekaboos. This method is good. It doesn't, if someone's allergic to glue, or if they don't want to damage their hair at all, or they have a sensitive scalp, because this doesn't pull it out, and it doesn't hurt their scalp at all unless you stab them. And then also, this is similar to the braiding method. So like in the braiding method, you would braid in cornrows and then sew them down and then sew the hair on top of it. But I'm twisting them in, and the next one I'm going to show you guys how to use the synthetic hair in with it, and that just helps if someone has really slippery hair. It helps it stay better. So this twist method is just easier if it's not going to be as long term. Like braiding's meant for more longer term wear. And again, we're not doing long term wear on this. I've known people that do this and then glue the extensions on top of it, and that I don't really understand. But this is better because you don't need any glue. I've done this to myself, and your arms burn by the time you're done. It's like when you do like a whole head weave. It's pretty gnarly. But as you can tell, I haven't done this in a long time. I'm kind of like all thumbs on this part. So I'm just going to keep sewing it around till we get to the edges, and then I've got a piece that's double that. Liz, can you hand me the short piece that we're going to put on there? So you're just kind of like wrapping it in there, the thread in there. Okay, so we have a piece of the synthetic hair that we're going to be using. So I'm going to hold this up to the track that the cornrow that we've done on, and then I'm just going to go ahead and sew this into place here. And it's pretty simple. Again, this is harder to do on yourself. It's much easier and faster and time consuming. When I sewed my own leave-in, it took me about 8 hours, which is probably why my arms were burning. And then to get it out was a bitch. I was cussing myself out. It took me probably at least 8 hours to get it out. Okay. And so when you're doing that, make sure this bottom one stays up on there. As you can see, it kind of slipped down. And I'm not going through the weft, I'm just going underneath the weft into the hair. My needle came undone. So I'm going to re-thread my needle here. It's a little bit frayed. I actually like an upholstery needle better, an upholstery hook needle, because it's smaller and it seems like I have better control over it. These are just bigger and they kind of loop around on you more so than needed. So I'm at the end of the track here. And see, it's not really tight because it's not pulling on her hair. I'm just going to pull that through. Okay, now I'm going to start tying it off because I'm at the end of this extension. And we're just doing this to give her color. So I'm going to go through and pull up on that. And that's going to start tying it off. I'm going to do that a couple more times. Just pull it through. And then loop that thread back through there. Okay, then I'll go in and cut that. So that is our first track that we did, and then we're going to do one more. Let me see if I can get a long view of it. So you can see that purple. It's really nice in there. Okay, so I have her second track braided in, or not braided, twisted in and sewn. And then we're going to apply the hair extension to this one. So can you see the peekaboo color on that? That's really pretty. So go ahead. So we have 2 pieces cut already. And I'm going to sew them in with them together like this. And I'm doing 2 because I'm doing this for the color. And I want the color to be strong and very vibrant. So I'm going to hold these up right here underneath the track. And I have my needle threaded. I'm going to go ahead and put this through here and pull it out. Okay, go ahead, put your head down for me just for a minute. And so this is going to line up right underneath here. So I'm going to go on to our cornrow and pull that through. And then continue to do so all the way over. I'm going to go back because this is where it starts, and I'm just going to re-loop it a couple of times because I want it to be really sturdy right there. Because that's typically like where extensions start to lift, is on the edges. Whether it's they're glued in or sewn in or whatever, the edges always seem to come undone first. So I'm just picking this up with my needle and then going up underneath the cornrow and sewing it to that. And then again, right here. And making sure not to stab our model or client. Suture this to her head. And then I am going to come back through the cornrow and sew that on up into there. And then continue my way over. Sorry, I just poked her to this side. Can you turn your head just for me just a little bit? And these are not flat as glue because obviously you have that cornrow right there. So the sewing works good for peekaboos or down under, or if you're going to do a whole entire head of weave. But like, we know this chick and she weaves her whole head and it always looks like a wig because it's so poofy on top. And it's just not attractive. Okay, so I'm going to come back through and double that up. Okay, and so here's our final product. We have the nice peekaboos in. It's about the same length as her hair. It's not much longer. And then how does it feel? Does it feel fine?
Yeah, it feels fine. Doesn't feel like
tight or uncomfortable or anything. And that's just going to be fine. Like, she can pull her hair back into a ponytail and it's just going to be like highlights and such back there. So it'll be good. And then she can use a flat iron on low heat and then a curling iron on low heat too. So that's how you do sewn in extensions, guys. Thanks for watching. Have a good day.